What's up, Kid Too Technical? I'm back again with another video. Today, I'm just gonna give some of my thoughts about the iPhones 14, 14 Pro, the 14 Plus, the 14 Pro Max, and will I be upgrading to one? The answer is no. I believe I'm just going to hold on to my iPhone 13 Pro Max and probably upgrade to the iPhone 15 Pro Max when that comes available. But right now, I'm going to pull up the website and I'm just going to go over some of the things and how I feel about the devices. But let me go to apple.com, apple.com's website. So pretty much you can pre-order them. You were able to pre-order them on Friday. This past Friday, you could pre-order them. You can still pre-order them because they don't currently come out until, they won't be available. They won't launch until Friday the 16th, which is coming up, you know. But pretty much these are the models you get. You get the 14 Pro, you get the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So how do I feel about what Apple has came out with? I didn't get to watch the Unpacked event. Well, not Unpacked, they call it something else, but I didn't get to watch the event because I was working at the moment. So I didn't get to watch the event, but I do know what they came out with and what was going on. You know, I know they came out with the iPhone 14. There's no iPhone 14 mini this year. So there's just the iPhone 14 with a 6.1 inch display. Then there's an iPhone 14 Plus, which is a 6.7 inch display. And both of those devices have two cameras on the back. Then there's an iPhone 14 Pro. And then there's an iPhone 14 Pro Max. And of course, those two have the dynamic island instead of the notch, and then the two 14s still have the notch. They still have the notch on the regular devices, but then the Pro models, they get the dynamic islands, the little feature that they're calling it. I don't know why it has to be called dynamic islands. I don't get it. But anyways, here are the prices if you order from if you were to pre-order a iPhone 14 Pro Max from Apple, that's $1,000.99, and then your iPhone 14 Pro starts off at $999. So pretty much, let's go over the iPhone 14 Pro. So pretty much it has, you can get it in this like blackish looking, this grayish looking color, the gold color, the white, the silver, then the black. It starts off at 128 gigabytes, which is $999. Then the 256 is $1,900.99. 512 is $1,200.99. And then your terabyte is $1,499. If I'm reading those right, those dollar signs right. And on Apple, you can buy it straight out. You can do a trade-in. You can get it on AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, or Verizon Wireless. Then you can also get your iPhone 14 Pro Max. The prices will be a lot higher with your iPhone 14 Pro Max because that's the maxed out version of it. So pretty much if you click here, you get the same colors, but like I said, it starts off at 128 gigabytes, and for 14 Pro Max is $1,999 for the 128 gigabytes. For the 256, $1,199. For the 512, $1,399, and then for the terabyte would be $1,599. You know, so those prices are kind of steep. And if I were to get the iPhone 14 Pro Max, I would have went with the white color. I would have did white, and then I would have been getting the 256, so I would have been paying $1,199 plus tax. But like I said, I'm not getting the device. I'm not saying it doesn't look good, because to me it looks nice. I'm just not a fan of the little dynamic islands. Yes, it's cool because it can do cool little features and things, but I pretty much have gotten used to the notch on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So I don't know if I would really care to have the dynamic islands, because you know the notch is already intrusive already. Then going over from a notch to then something that looks like a peel sitting on the top of the display, it's not a good look. Yes, it does have good features. You know, it does do good features. It shows your notifications pop up in a different way. But to me, that was nothing that I needed to just rush out there and upgrade to. Now, if I was available to go on and update, then yes, I'll get it. You know, I wouldn't mind having it, but I'm just going to hold on to my iPhone 13 for a whole nother year and see what they do with the iPhone 15. Hopefully they'll make it look even better when they come out with the iPhone 15. But now let's go over to your iPhone Pro. Let's go over to the iPhone 14 devices. So pretty much these are what you get for the iPhone 14, which is just the regular. Some people will call these the peasant devices. Now, pretty much if I was to get an iPhone, I would keep my 13 Pro Max and just pick up an iPhone 14 Plus, because I like that it still has the notch. And this one is this one starts off at $899.99. That is something that, you know, that would pique my interest later in the future, later this year, if I get enough money to pick up one, because I wouldn't mind having two iPhones. I wouldn't mind having two iPhones, you know, use the 14 Plus as my main device, use this for recording, because currently now my iPhone 13 Pro Max is currently sitting at 92% battery health. And that's another little thing that I'm scared about. I don't know if I will need to replace my iPhone battery by next year or what. So we'll see. And that's another thing that I'm waiting to see about. You know, if my battery life goes down to about 70-something%, I'll probably end up going with another iPhone this year if it goes down. But I'm just not going to rush out there and go pre-order one right now, because I don't know if I'm going to really like it, you know. And of course, I do this tech thing, so sometimes I do go out and get the devices on when they're available to be pre-ordered, because I want to have my videos done, you know, and to be like, hey, I have this device. But you don't always have to do that, you know. You can still make videos about other things, you know, as long as they're relevant. You can still get views on relevant things. And this year just was a year for me to where I didn't buy a lot of new devices, you know. I didn't buy the new Z Fold 3, the Z Fold. I didn't buy the new Z Fold 4, you know. I'm not getting the iPhone 14 Pro Max. But pretty much here's what your iPhone 14 looks like. So this is the smaller version. This has 6.1 inch. This has a 6.1 inch display, and it starts off at $799. People will call these the peasant devices, but to me, it's still a nice device. You know, if that's what your money can buy, then that's what your money can buy. Don't feel bad because you have to get the smaller version. You have to get the one that only has 2 cameras, you know. Don't try to break your bank. Don't try to front. Don't try to act like you have that kind of money if you don't, you know. And that's another reason why I'm not upgrading this year. This year is because I don't have that kind of money at the moment. And then I'm also still tied down to my installment plan. And I want to just roll with it and keep it up and keep paying it off. So that way by the time the 15 come out, then I'll be able to just trade up with no problems, you know. So pretty much with the iPhone 14s, you do get a lot more colors. So with the iPhone 14, which is the 6.1 inch display, you do get the you get a blue color, you get a blue, you get a purple, you get a black, you get a white, and then you get the product red. And that's something that Apple is not really bringing a lot of these nice flashy colors to the Pro lines, which I believe they should, instead of just limiting them to the smaller, just the 14s, the original size iPhones. I feel like they should bring these colors to the Pro line, and I believe they would get more people to buy the Pros if they were to bring more colors to the Pros. You know, the Pros have the boring, dull colors pretty much, but the 14s have the nicer colors, you know. But the 14s sometimes lack some of the features that the Pro models have, just like the dynamic islands. If you want that specifically, you have to buy a Pro device in order to get that and to get those features, because the iPhone 13 will not have, the iPhone 13 Pro Max will not be getting any of those notification features, because it does not have the cutout like the 14 Pro Max and 14 Pro has, or the 14. You know, the 14 will not get those kind of notifications. But anyways, your iPhone 14 starts off at 128 gigabytes. That's $799. For 256 gigabytes, it's $899. And if you want to make it 512 gigabytes, 512 gigabytes, that's $1,099. But pretty much, if you're going to pay $1,099 for a 512 gigabytes of storage in an iPhone 14, you might as well go the Pro route instead of wasting your money to get 2 cameras on the back of your display. That's just my thoughts. So now let's do the iPhone 14 Plus. They're calling it the Plus. They made a bigger, have a bigger screen. So your iPhone 14 Plus is a 6.7-inch display. It has the exact same display as your iPhone 13 Pro Max, as your iPhone 14 Pro Max and 13 Pro Max. It just has the older notch on it. And that starts off at $899. And if you do this one, you do, like I said, you get all the same colors you get with the 14, and for 128 gigabytes, you're looking at $899. 256 gigabytes, you're looking at $999. For 512, you're looking at $1,199, which is not bad. But like I said, I wouldn't go the 14 Plus route. If you're going to do that, you might do, if you're going to go the iPhone 14 Plus route and 512, you might as well go with the Pro models, because the Pro models are starting off at this already. You know, you can get something better for your, you can get a better buy with better cameras, the newer notch, peel, whatever they want to call it. But pretty much that is what you can get right now. You can pre-order them, like I said, and then you should be able to get them on the 16th. But like I said, I am not, the plan right now is I did not pre-order anything because I wasn't planning on getting anything, like I said. Now, if something changes for me later this year, I'll come back and make a video and be like, hey, I ended up doing this and doing that. But that just all depends on what my money looks like. Oh yeah, and then they did come out with the AirPods Pro 2, new AirPods, and then you also have Apple Watch. You have the Apple Watch 8, the Apple Watch SE, and then you have the Apple Watch Ultra. So we can look at that right now. We can go into here and look at that right now. So pretty much your Apple Watch Ultra starts off at $799. $799 for the Apple Watch Ultra. You can get it with all these different kind of bands and different colors and so on and so on. I'm not into the Apple Watch Ultra. If I were to get an Apple Watch, I would probably just go with the Apple Watch 8 or the Apple Watch SE, because I do currently have an Apple Watch SE and I'm actually fine with it, and I'm almost done paying this off. So I'll probably end up upgrading my Apple Watch to either the Apple Watch 8 or the Apple Watch SE. So let's go here and look at the Apple Watch 8 and see the price and see what you can get for that. So like I said, that is 45 millimeter or 41 millimeter case size. It has 50 ohm water resistance. That's the Apple Watch 8, and this is some of the features that it have. You can pause that and read it for yourself. Then, of course, the Apple Watch SE is the more cheaper version of the Apple Watches, but it's still nice, you know. It's still nice. Like I said, I still have it. It has sweat proof. It pretty much has the same feature as this, but less, a little less. Doesn't have all the features as the 8. And then that Ultra is new. That's the first time they came out with the Apple Watch Ultra. They've never had one before. This is their first time coming out with it. It looks nice, but it's nothing that I just have to run and have. And then another thing, I feel like Apple should get rid of 128 gigabytes of storage. I'm not going to say it's not enough. It can be enough if you don't use it the way, you know, if you're not a powerhouse user. If you're a powerhouse user, you won't even need 128 because it won't work for you. And pretty much that's why when I buy my iPhones, I do the 256. I do not look at the 128 gigabytes of storage. That's like Apple when they used to come out with the 64 gigabytes of storage. That was a joke. I feel like they need to get rid of 128 gigabytes of storage, and they just need to start off the base model being 256 gigabytes and go up to 512 and then go up to 1 terabyte, you know. Maybe even have it to where they go up to 2 terabytes, you know. I know that'll be a lot more money, but sometimes people like to buy the better storage versions when they're buying iPhone devices. But I just stick with 256 gigabytes. And I can show you right now that I'm going to show you that I'm barely even using up all my storage right now for just 256 gigabytes. So let me go to my storage. Hold on, let me find this real quick because I just want to show you, you know. So I'm on this is my storage right now. And I've had this iPhone 13 Pro Max ever since it launched, which was last year, and I'm only using up 53.3 gigabytes out of 256 gigabytes of storage. So to me, that's not bad at all. That is not bad at all. That's pretty good for me, you know. I'm not complaining. But the thing that I'm just leery about is, like I said, my battery. I'm going to show you my battery percent. Some people's may still be at 100% or just now at 99%. Mine is currently at 92%. And that was before I had downloaded iOS 16 the other day. Before I downloaded iOS 16, it was currently sitting at 93%. As soon as I downloaded that, it dropped down to 92%. So I'll just be watching that, you know. I'll just be watching how fast it's dropping, you know, and that will be where I make my decision if I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade early and get a 14 Pro Max or just hold on to this and get the 15, you know. So if this drops even more drastically, then I'll probably have to go on and try to pay this off so I can upgrade early. But I mean, if it stays the way it is right now, then I'll just hold on to it until next year. So pretty much those were just my thoughts about the iPhone 14 Pro Max and iPhone 14. So just rate, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube tech channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out.